Hello everyone and welcome to ANZ Stadium for Game 2 of the Telstra Premiership Final Series. It is the team that finished number 3 on the table, the Broncos, against the team that finished number 6, the Parramatta Eels. And this time last year, Wendell Sailor was a member of the Broncos side that was knocked out by the Eels in week 3 of the finals. Peter Sterling, the Broncos side for this clash. And a couple of late positional changes to the program side. Lockyer at fullback, Takiri and Chris Walker on the wings. Tate and DeVere the centre pairing. Sean Berrigan goes back to 5'8", outside Alan Langer. Carlo locks the scrum behind Gordon Tallis, who captains the side. Parker into the run on side with the front row of Webke, Shane Walker and Sivanasiva. Off the bench, Myers, G, Lee, Kelly, their coach Wayne Bennett. And joining our commentary team tonight, Jason Taylor. Jason, the Eels line up.
Yes, Andrew. Hodgson is the fullback. Peterson and Moody on the wings. Violecki and Burt in the centres. Wagon and Drew are the halves. The forward pack is Ryan. The Hindmarsh brothers in the back row. Heckenberg, Hollingsworth and the captain Michael Vella tonight. The interchange bench, Butner, McFadden, Solomona and Widders. And coach, of course, Brian Smith.
Game 2 of the final series is underway off the boot of Darren Lockyer. And a roar goes up from the ANZ Stadium crowd, and the captain for the night comes back, Vella. And an army, a posse of Bronco defenders there. There were 5 in the first tackle. And trapped on their own 10-metre line. Violecki with 15 on his back and in the starting side. No surprise. Quality player. Nathan Hindmarsh held up. That is the head-to-head record. That bottom line, 6 wins out of 9 for Parramatta at this ground. As Wagon goes for his first charge. It was a good one. And to the 40-metre line. And Drew will put the first kick of the night in. It is drilled, looking for a 40-20. Lockyer's got a little bit of trouble with the bounce. Plenty of blue and gold jumpers there. And a good start defensively from both teams. Last clash at this ground, round 13 this year. Eels by 4 over the Broncos. And they met again in round 20 at Parramatta. It was a convincing win to the Broncos. Tate played it on the 40-metre line. And now with Carlo. Good rush. Working the short side and in the Parramatta half for the first time in the match. Now back in field with Webke. And this time it is 3 Parramatta defenders there. And this is the last tackle for the Broncos. And Langer has the kicking job. Some of these chases through the centre are offside here. Hodgson should be entitled to run a little bit further than that, I would have thought.
He'll be a little bit disappointed with that kick, Alan Langer. He got it off the side of the boot. Was looking to screw it back towards his chasers. He kicked it straight down the throat of Brett Hodgson as Michael Vella can't find any metres up the middle. Tackle 22 out centre field.
Hollingsworth, only his 5th match in first grade, the dummy half for a Hindmarsh now. Good step over the 30-metre line, but this is very effective defence from Brisbane early. 2 and 3 in every tackle. Little chance of any second phase play for the Eels. Vella takes another hit up to the 40, and that is tackle 5. Less than 30 metres made in that set, and Drew's kick is not deep. And it is a flying Lockyer that attacks the bouncing ball. And Tate takes off. This time Sivanasiva also putting a step in his work. They're good metres from the Broncos front rower. Tallis, full head of steam up. 35 away. And Walker has them going forward. This is a real wave-controlled attack from the Broncos. Webke took the previous hit up. Now Langer's kick. Walker is coming through at high speed.
Come on, Brisbane. Come on, Brisbane.
And it has been ruled off Walker. He was moving so fast it was hard to tell whether he was onside or offside.
Well, that was a great set of 6 there from Brisbane. Plenty of power plays from their forwards. Touch judge and referee ruling that Walker was the last man to touch that.
The longer this game goes with the 0-0 scoreline, it's only going to help the Eels settle into their game.
Taylor's away, Jason. Over the 40-metre line. He'll need Takiri to support a Willie. Tate still going. This young centre passes. Takiri takes it on the boot. That's play on. He'll be hard to stop. They've got their hands
up now. Let him up,
5 metres out from the line. What a run from young Brent Tate. DeVere for Langer. Scrambling defence needed from Parramatta. And It is still 5 metres out. They're all back onside now, but they're breathing rather heavily. The Parramatta side as they go left, and Walker from the right wing. Beautiful hands again from Tate. This is great football from both teams. Pressurised football. Tallis. And a little breakdown again for Brisbane. The momentum lost there. There'll be some effort if Parramatta hang on in this set. Langer, he had time to kick, and Drew dives on the ball that got a ricochet, and Parramatta do hang on.
Well, he's an absolutely superb athlete, Nathan Hindmarsh. That chase he just put on Brent Tate to, in the end, save a try there for the Broncos was superb, and he's been doing that stuff all season long.
And already 10 tackles for Nathan Hindmarsh. As Peterson back to the 30.
He's a bit weary after that run too, Brent Tate. He stayed down on his haunches just for a little while. He's pushed Lottie Takiri into the centres. As the last tackle is called against Parramatta once again. And Drew drives it towards Darren Lockyer, centre field, and he takes it first bounce.
Butin now out there for Parramatta, and it is Vella who has gone from the field. And now Brisbane away with their supreme talent, the fullback, Lockyer for Walker. A good contest this is. Some great touches from some of the best players in the game as De Vere heads centre field.
And that was another try saver. This time Luke Burt coming up with the tackle. Plenty of support for the Brisbane ball carrier. As Parker, who's done very, very well in the opening 13 minutes of this game, is again tackled. Lockyer just receiving some attention.
30 out. Broncos. Walker, wide pass from dummy half. Berrigan. There was an opening there. Wagon did very well to make the tackle. Now Tallis pushing away from Wagon. He comes again. Hollingsworth was hurt in the tackle. Langer. It's still on with Berrigan. Risky pass to Keary. And no try. 20-metre restart. Lost ball.
Sterlo, you mentioned again another try-saving tackle from Luke Burt, but there were 4 or 5 of them over the last couple of passages. The Eels really defending well here. The Broncos putting some of their best stuff on them, but hanging in there, the Eels. The defence is the 3rd best in the competition, even though they were down the ladder in 6th position.
Nathan Hindmarsh, a few of these Eels in need of the oxygen mask right now. They are doing it real tough. Some long-range breaks by the Brisbane players. A lot of chasing, but still a 0-0 scoreline. Missed tackle, 6-1 early. That is no missed tackle. That is a dead-set clean shot from the Broncos on Heckenberg. He's copped the treatment tonight, Daniel Heckenberg. This is the 2nd big hit on Daniel. Thank you for that, Gordon Tallis. Butner kicks. This is from inside the 40. He will not get the 40-20 with Lockyer. And coming back and away from Butner. Then away from Ryan. He's beaten the 3rd, he's beaten the 4th. Back slammed at the finish. Very confident shot again.
I do think that is the better side to kick to Brisbane. Darren Lockyer runs the football beautifully, but I think that he brings the football back better from right to left. So Parramatta's kicking game, that's where I'd be aiming, left-hand side of the field.
Lemke numbers back to halfway. And Walker, his service has been good from dummy half. Berrigan in for Tate. He's lost the football. We will have a scrum. 17 minutes gone. And their 2nd match of the final series. 3rd against 6th. And Parramatta hanging on. And so often it does happen. A side that can survive early defensively comes up with the first points. We'll see if it happens here. Their completion rate is certainly very good, Parramatta, with what ball they have had. If not necessarily in the field position they would like. An opportunity here, though. Wagon was looking to create. He did that for Hindmarsh. 22 away from the line. Hollingsworth in with Drew, and then a flat-footed Heckenberg. Held up in the Carlaw tackle. And now Drew, he kicks. A low one. Lockyer is so good at the back. The low ball on the ground, he rarely makes a fumble. Takiri almost back to the 20. This time it's Sivanasiva. That's good defence from the Eels, stopping him short of the advantage line. And now with Walker. Markers alert to the dummy half runner. Langer. Parker. Another hit up. He's up with the best forwards out there at the moment. Corey Parker on his effort through the first 18 minutes tonight. Langer flicks one out the back, a little unconventional, and Lockyer has to rush the kick. And taken on the full by Luke Burt. Fullback, and Burt looking to get around the outside of Berrigan again. Lockyer got some treatment after that kick from the Broncos trainer. It's not quite 100%. This is Ian Hindmarsh. Trainer has left Lockyer now. And Nathan Hindmarsh. Short pass there for Bute.
Dean Widders into the action now for the Parramatta side as Nathan Hindmarsh, as usual, goes out of dummy half, throws a poor pass. And he's knocked that on.
Ryan lost it. The referee was on the blind side of the drop ball, but the touch judge had a clear view of it. Well, this is trouble. And Hodgson off the ground for Parramatta. That's the reason why Luke Burt is at the back. This is the first time, well, this is the ground where his problems with injury started this year, Brett Hodgson.
A little bit of action on the sideline for Brisbane as well, both Myers and G to their feet. This is about the period of time Gordon Tallis has been interchanged in the last couple of games.
Along with Hodgson, he's jogging all the way back. He seems as fresh as a daisy. We'll get a report from Steve Alders on what problem there is, if any, with Brett Hodgson. As the Broncos get a penalty on halfway. And again, the Parramatta defence will be tested deep inside their own half. Walker on the restart. Sivanasiva takes the first hit up. Running headlong into Widders. Walker. Webke overran the play, or Walker declined to pass at first opportunity, so he makes the run to within 10 metres of the line. Berrigan for Langer. Here is Carlaw. Carlaw got through the tackle of Hindmarsh. 5 out from the line. Walker. They work left with Berrigan. He's forced to run. And the outside defence had come up quickly. Quick play the ball. Tate out of dummy half for Brisbane. Keeps it alive for Tallis. Now a bit of footwork from Big God and almost through. Widders is able to make the tackle, and last it is for the Broncos. Still no score. Langer's pass for Tate. Again, wonderful pressure defence from Parramatta. Still the last tackle with Walker. Then the intercept, and away go the Parramatta Eels. Well, as best as he can get away, that is Heckenberg. He wasn't prepared to run the 85 to score, but it's good enough for the Eels to have possession again.
We talk about that game last week against the Cowboys. There's no doubt the Eels' confidence would have been down after that loss, but the way they're defending here, it's lifting every minute. Struggling at times with the ball because they are so tired, but some great work in defence.
Goal line defence has been a feature of many of the recent clashes between these two teams. Certainly the match at ANZ Stadium here last year was a beauty. Drew's kick for the sideline. They'll get a scrum, and I'll tell you what, if ever there's a relieving set of 6, that is what Parramatta have just done from their own goal line and intercept. They have a scrum packing down 10 metres out. That is a great result.
They'd be delighted to look at the scoreboard and see 0-0.
It's the scrum won by Brisbane 10 metres out from their own line. Let's take a comment from the sideline, Steve Alders.
Yeah, just an update on Brett Hodgson. He's got a bit of blurred vision. We'll have a look at him there. They're just going to keep an eye on him for a while, but he'll be more than likely be back out there. And from the Broncos' point of view, we've mentioned the Eels, but there's plenty of tired guys out there, and Parramatta's getting right back into this.
Brad Myers out there, and Solomona for the tackle. Sivanasiva. Defensively, these two sides this year, 4th and 3rd in the comp. Parramatta, it's very impressive. Despite their indifferent season in terms of results, the defence held firm. Lockyer, left foot punt back, and Peterson there. So Burt is back to fullback with Hodgson off. And it's quite a few shuffles around from the side that they selected, with Violecki coming into the centres and Butner to the bench, Wagon to 5'8", and Butner comes out into the side, and Hodgson injured. It's quite a shuffle. Solomona, good offload. And now Parramatta get their chance. Moody was away. And well tackled from behind by De Vere. Drew. Cut down was Luke Burt. That is the 5th tackle for Parramatta. This is 35 metres out. Drew's got the kicking job again. Takiri's got the assignment of turning back to his own in goal. He'll have to play it at Willie. Lottie Takiri. Every centimetre counts, and that time it works in favour of Brisbane.
No, still not a bad result for the Parramatta side, as Stalemate shows his class, offloading with 3 hanging off him. And a great tackle there from Michael De Vere. I don't think you mind taking on Brisbane from set play situations.
Heckenberg, again, he cops it from the Broncos' defence. And he has been stung in the tackle. In fact, he's lost it in getting to his feet. Now, Sean Hampstead is showing great compassion here. Broncos want a knock-on call. And Hampstead rushing in saying he is hurt, and it is time off.
Well, as you pointed out, Andrew, he's copped plenty of punishment this evening, as Daniel Heckenberg, and again, it's a gang tackle. Andrew G going high, Myers low.
It's about the 3rd tackle that causes trouble. That forearm there from G, and then the head slams into the ground.
We certainly hope that Daniel Heckenberg is all right, but it's just what the Eels needed. And the Broncos players as well. This game has been played at a great pace.
So we've got on report, it'll be a penalty. That's the way it is.
Well, that, on the advice of the video referee in the end after they had a look at it, I don't know. Peter, in the first instance, I mean, Heckenberg lost the ball getting to his feet before the referee had ruled time off. Even if he's concussed, well, you know, it's tough, really. I mean, it's a hard line.
That's the game.
That's football.
Although I've got to say, I think he's been fairly harshly treated by being put on report. I didn't think there was a head slam involved.
We saw Heckenberg going off with Dr. Johnson to the rooms for Parramatta. McFadden, so it doesn't count as an interchange with the player being put on report. Solomona slips the ball away. That's 3 offloads now from Solomona. And we'll play it 30 metres away. McFadden trying to fend away from Langer. Offloading for Drew, then Butner. 25 away. Widders runs wide for Parramatta. And now it is the Brisbane defence that will cop a bit of heat from Parramatta. G stands over Dean Widders. Drew and Vella. And feeling is well and truly crept into the match. Vella able to offload. It's taken on the toe and over the dead ball line. And now a penalty to the Eels.
Yes, he was held back, Michael Butner. Very quick thinking. Michael Vella revelling in his role as captain. Gets the ball away to Butner, and Brad Myers was the man who held back Michael Butner. Lovely work from the 5'8", who has come off the bench tonight. He realised that that was what was needed.
72% the success rate for Luke Burt this year. He's taken this one back 17 metres out, and he is 20 metres in from touch. For first points, it is there. Finals football on Nine's Widewater Sports. It is 2-0 to the Eels over the Broncos. 31 minutes gone, and that scoreline, quite a surprise at 2-0. And after all the pressure that Parramatta had to endure, quite a surprise that they came up with first points. A Luke Burt goal. And here is Andrew Ryan. Eels in possession, inside their 30. Solomona. I mentioned 3 offloads. Make that 4. McFadden away. There's support on the inside, and the Eels are away. And here is the first try. It will go to Luke Burt. Parramatta get it. Started by Solomona, and look at the emotion from Parramatta. They lead 6-0 in the stands and on the ground.
And kicking the penalty goal is now a great decision. You consider it's about to be 8-0, and it's David Solomona, second phase play. The step inside, we freeze it there. You can see that there are support players racing up on both sides. They know he can get his arms free. As play continues, it's McFadden who's the recipient. Good speed, draws the fullback Lockyer, and Luke Burt, a great support player, Luke Burt, over under the post. And that's a tremendous hit back after the amount of pressure they've had to endure in the opening half hour.
Well, Andrew, you mentioned David Solomona's offload so far in the match. It was about his 4th one. Andrew McFadden's support was superb. And then Luke Burt, playing at fullback, did exactly as he should, in under the posts.
And it is Brisbane who are looking to regroup, and they're in goal. They're about to be staring down an 8-0 scoreline on their home turf. Burt is successful. 8-0, second match of the Telstra Premiership Finals. Steve Waters sideline.
Yeah, good reward for the Eels there. Great example tonight of just hanging tough as we see the try again. Probably haven't had the better of play for the first 30 minutes, but they've worked hard, you know, defended their line really well, and all of a sudden things turn and they look like going in with an 8-0 lead.
And that was the reaction of the bench. There's some weary bodies there, Heckenberg among them. Red Hodgson too with a few problems. So there's been a few hurdles here for the Parramatta Eels. Michael Vella, he seems to be reveling in the captaincy. Vella charges over the 30, then the 40, and still wants to run, and they're still going. Now 40 minutes out. Oh, it's a kickoff return of the year.
Well, I think that's why Brian Smith gave him the captaincy, to try and get that inspirational stuff out of him as Butner throws the dummy, keeps going. That is a magnificent run from Michael Vella.
Solomona, Eels on a roll, and 25 metres away from the Brisbane line. Broncos fans wondering what has hit their team here. With an elusive run again, he stepped his way past 2. McFadden a dummy half. Widders, he can promote something. He is 10 metres out from the line. Offloads for Solomona, kept alive and lost by Ryan. And this time it is the Broncos who hang on. This is beautiful football. We just carry on from last night, the battle between the Roosters and the Sharks.
Well, here he comes winding up Michael Vella, straight through the tackle of Shane Walker. And then after he was put to the ground, a second effort to get up and continue on. Great stuff as we see a penalty now to the Brisbane side. Hindmarsh Ian urging his teammates on.
Just on Michael Vella, this week once Nathan Tallis is out of the side and Brian Smith gave him the captaincy, I really saw a change in his attitude. A lot more talking at training, doing the other boys up, and he's showing it out there already.
Becky, plenty of pride in this Broncos side too. The finals match on home turf. You don't lose them. Myers, certainly not without a fight. G back for Tallis. They were beaten in week 1 of the finals last year, Brisbane, by the Sharks. Langer, 15 from the line. This time Berrigan. Berrigan finds a gap, and he did find it, and he made the most of it. He comes up with the Broncos' first 4-pointer, and it is all down to that man on screen who has had a marvellous year.
Yeah, he did it all himself, didn't he? Started off the season at 5'8". Then when Casey Maguire was called into that position, he moved to hooker. Maguire's out injured, and now an individual effort. Great footwork there. First up beating Michael Vella. Comes back inside Alan Langer. He does get tackled a lot with the football because he continually takes lines on. And then he just had too much evasion for David Solomona. But good speed and a fine utility player.
From close range as well. The 11 metres out, a fraction off centre. Michael De Vere. Argent is back to 2 in their second final. It is high quality. It is tense. It is 8-6, and Steve Waters is sideline.
Yeah, he's never going to die wondering, Sean Berrigan, is he? He's looked dangerous all night. He does get criticised sometimes for not passing the ball enough, but I love the way he's continually looking for a lazy defender there. 2 or 3 times they just got him in a vital 6-pointer there for the Broncos.
There is sufficient time for a couple of plays, and they're short this side. Lockyer knows it. Takiri motors down the outside, but Moody covers up. Lockyer didn't get the kick he wanted. If he did, it is try time again for Brisbane.
I thought the opportunity was there for the Broncos to run that one.
Well, the first half finishes And as we go to the break, it's only a Luke Burt goal the difference. And here at ANZ Stadium, we break at half-time with Parramatta 8 leading the Broncos 6.
Foxtel Rewards is giving away thousands of tickets to the cricket this summer.
Paddy Cummins, the man for Australia.
Whether you love the men's test series, Dettol ODIs, or the KFC Big Bash League,
You can't believe what you see.
head to foxtel.com.au/rewards to find out more.
The captain can do no wrong.
I'm coming for you.
Hey. Oh. So you do like it? I love it, yeah.
Now when you go pre-owned, you can enjoy the same feeling you get with a new Toyota. Tested and backed by Toyota.
Upgrade your car, mate.
This? Yeah, no big deal.
Toyota certified. Pre-owned in a class of its own. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
You should know that wherever I go, take a moment to let love show.
Growing up in a little red house on the edge of a forest in Norway, there were three things my family encouraged: kindness, honesty, and hard work. Over time, I've come to add a fourth: be curious. Be curious about the world around us, and then go. Go with an open heart, and you will find inspiration anew.
Viking, exploring the world in comfort.
Look out for these 3 signs of yeast infection: severe itching, diarrhea, discoloured coat. Mighty Munch Probiotic Meal Topper can help by adding billions of good bacteria back into their gut. It helps to stop itching, maintain gut health, improve skin infections. With thousands of 5-star reviews and a 90-day money-back guarantee. Shop online today at mightymunch.com.au and get free shipping in Australia.
Can you see yourself in a Ford Puma? Drive's best light SUV 2 years in a row? Then get to your Ford dealership quick and get into a Puma quicker with stock ready to go right now.
Second half, second 40 minutes. Game 2 of the finals. And Broncos first use of the football with Myers. And we pick up where we left off. Some big defence from Parramatta first up. It was Vela and Solomona. We'll have the clash of the Knights and the Dragons from Energy Australia Stadium straight after this one. It is, to quote Darryl, it's like a huge night of football, and Brisbane first error of the second half. And it is a former Eel, Stuart Kelly, who has come up with a blunder. It went over the hand of Andrew G. And then Kelly, in trying to pick up, well, he's been ruled coming from an offside position, I guess.
Oh, I thought he actually got G for the knock on. Kelly just came around and cleaned it up.
So Parramatta 20 metres out. This is an opportunity to strike a blow straight after half-time. And they work right. Violecki. He's only 11 metres away. Berrigan there, a dummy half. He won't get a chance to pass now as he's confronted by Myers. Tallis there as well, driving in. 10 away from the line with Brad Drew. For Butner. Cutout ball was floating there. Half a chance at intercept for Brisbane. They went with the defensive duties. Here is Solomona. Not going to say he can't offload, even though there were 3 wrapping up the ball there. McFadden. Back with Butner. Kicks across field. This is pressure on to Keary. The kick is wide though. Moody kept it alive well. Then the double kick. Brisbane come up with it. Wagon Wagon had the second kick, but it was quite athletic, the work from Jason Moody. That ball would have landed a good 2 or 3 metres over the sideline. Had to use all of his height and then some. As Brisbane worked the ball away off their own goal line. Steve Walters with his halftime report. Sideline, Steve.
Yeah, we've got suspended Parramatta captain Nathan Tallis with us. A good first 40 for the Eels.
Yeah, it was. The boys really hung in there at the start, the first 20 minutes, and came back pretty strong.
And what did Brian have to say to the guys at half time?
He said the only real time the Broncos troubled us was when we gave him easy possession, made errors, and he wanted us to improve our kick pressure.
That was the main thing for the second half, kick pressure?
Yeah.
See you soon, good luck. Okay, from the Broncos' point of view, Wayne Bennett was very happy with how things were going. He stressed to the guys to keep the middle tight. He said David Stalemate in particular had been causing some problems there. They had to watch that in the second half, but he said the most important thing, guys, is we just got to be patient.
Thank you, Steve, and we thank Nathan for coming to the sideline, but an incredible passage you watched unfold with Takiri getting a rush kick away. The rugby boys would have been looking at that thinking it was a kick that wasn't all that flash after there was enormous pressure put on Lockyer first and then Lottie himself. Parramatta with it. 30 from the line. Drew gets those little legs moving and Widders is held. They had to wait some 20 or 25 minutes for a chance inside the Brisbane 20 in the first half. Got a couple of chances early here. With McFadden, they stood off and loses the ball at the finish. He was looking to pass and then looking to bring it back in. And Sean Hampstead has said Brisbane ball. And now the call of knock on. What about the anguish on the face of Andrew McFadden? And I think the exhaustion on the face of Chris Walker.
He was very dangerous when he runs the football, and again Michael DeVere coming up with the timely tackle as he was shaping to pass. He lost the football. He's claiming it went back and he was able to regain it.
That's probably right, but that's with the benefit of the replay. Lepke, there's that hit up following the scrum again. He motors around after the scrum breaks and is ready to take the ball at high speed. 22 from their line. Brisbane in possession. Kelly is fulfilling the dummy half roll right at the moment. And Tate with a run of some 5 or 6 metres to the 40 and last tackle here. Parramatta put pressure on the kick of Lockyer again and then he was shouldered down by Vella. Nothing wrong with that. And fielding the ball, Luke Burt. And tackle 25 metres out.
And Andrew, just having a look at the two teams' performances in this position throughout the season, Parramatta have led at half-time on 13 occasions for 9 wins and 2 draws. So just the 2 losses there, pretty good front runners. While Brisbane have trailed 10 times at the break, they've only won 4 with 1 draw. They haven't been that great at coming from behind.
Vella, another charge. The Parramatta 40, 13 tackles, 11 hit-ups in the first half for McVella. Drew, again, Parramatta come up with an error. Well, they made 2 mistakes going up to half-time, and Ryan Smith would be very disappointed. Andrew Ryan has had an unhappy game in the handling department.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's just been a victim of circumstance, but I think he's probably come up with about 5 dropped balls.
Some other individual stats from that first half. Shane Webke's now got his tally to 21 tackles and 13 hit-ups. Nathan Hollingsworth, a strong defender in the first half for Parramatta with 18. As the Broncos get going, Tallis. Nathan Hindmarsh topped the tackle count with 27. Stuart Kelly. He's held 30 metres from the line. And now it is the Broncos' turn. Their first real chance of the second half. Is lifted in the tackle there of Widders and Wagon. Kelly for Langer, slows it down for Berrigan, the Broncos try scorer. Cannons off the back of Carlaw. And held 22 metres out. Lockyer with Langer. And then good ball for Miles. Miles back for Langer. Then over the top for Takiri. Takiri changes the angle, gets in goal. Has he forced the ball? That is the question.
Yeah, that's fine. And I've got to say, a fairly soft try against Parramatta. Brad Myers strolling into a huge gap outside Alan Langer.
There There's the reaction of the Brisbane fans. Reason to wave those flags with great vigour on the back of Lottie Takiri's 15th try of the season.
And it is very disappointing when you've defended so well for so long to concede a try in that fashion. Myers just coming off Alan Langer. One missed tackle by Michael Butner. Plenty of support there. Alan Langer doubling around. Lovely little ball over the top. Cut out pass to Lottie Takiri, who steps back inside the defence, which was converging. Moody did a good job, but never in doubt for Takiri.
De Veer's kick. 11 in from touch. It is on song as well. So Brisbane first points of the second half. Finals football on 9. It is 12-8 to Brisbane.
Steve Wallace just had a look down on the sideline. Brett Hodgson, he did have his tracksuit top on. Now he's taken off. Do we think he might come back at some stage?
Yeah, he's just been over the back warming up, Sterlo. Just come and sat back down beside the doctor now for a quick chat, but no action at this stage. Also noticeable, the Broncos have only made 3 interchanges so far, and of course Wayne Bennett obviously trying to keep plenty of changes for the second half, and 2 guys, Phil Lee and Stuart Kelly, haven't seen any action yet.
Burt for Drew, then Butner, then they keep it alive for Widders, and now Widders starts to motor. He finds top gear, and they're not going to stop him. Dean Widders running like we haven't seen before. Well, not all that often. It is 12-all. What a strike from Parramatta.
Yeah, good work there from Parramatta on the right-hand side. It was just taking advantage of numbers out wide. Bit of momentum from the play, the ball. Nice offloads. We freeze it there. Because that player had to go in, all of a sudden all the other Brisbane players have to react that way. Even Lottie Takiri. And as play continues, Parramatta take advantage of numbers. Takiri all the way in field, actually ends up inside Widders. Widders shapes the pass to an outside support. Lockyer goes wide, and Chris Walker unable to stop the big second row from getting across. Well executed.
That ball to Dean Widders from Michael Butner was a beauty because Takiri was coming in on Ian Hindmarsh. He thought Hindmarsh was going to receive the pass. It went across the face of him to Widders. He scored some great tries this season and levels the scores with that one.
And the camera work shows the effort Widders was putting in. It was like Matt Shervington coming off the blocks. He kept his head down early and as he looked to find top speed.
Sorry, Andrew, isn't that great to see? When a player makes a break, so often they don't put the pedal down. They look for support players. He knew that he had to gobble up as many metres as possible, then make a decision at the end of it.
Big kick for Burt. At 12-all, 5 in from touch. 21 metres out. Burt, the left foot. It's on its way. Burt is successful. What a game this is. In defence now, Andrew Ryan with a stuttering run out of acting half.
Philip Lee is out there for Brisbane now, getting his first taste of the football for tonight. This is actually his 100th first-grade game. After a stack of injuries over the last 2 seasons. Peterson out of dummy half, over halfway. Taken by Stuart Kelly.
Vella to the bench again. Second time of the match, also Widders, so a double change for Parramatta. Again, a very competent 6. A kick on the end, down to the Broncos goal line. Lockyer, line of blue and gold jumpers. In fact, everyone in the team was there, bar the fullback. They're all good signs. Lottie Takiri. It's one of those games where it's only going to be one missed tackle, which decides it either way. Myers. He is back slammed at the finish. Hickenberg back on. Brisbane for a lead. Look at that defence on Carlaw. And a bit of pressure on Brisbane. Parramatta attacking in defence. He's done a lot of this tonight. Carries out a dummy half. Kelly, Langer, that kick from 5 metres inside their own half, and it is headed for that sideline. I don't think either side will mind the break right now. It's hard to believe we've got over a quarter of the match still remaining.
It's a knife's edge, isn't it? This game could go either way, obviously. Both sides looking for big final 20 minutes.
Fires it wide with Berrigan. He does same for Takiri. Hodgson is all ready to go. A word for his stand-in at fullback. He's done very well, Luke Burt.
All of a sudden, we see a little bit more ball movement from the Broncos. We're talking about that style of getting off their own line, just hitting it up, hitting it up. The last few times they've moved it around a little bit more. Starting to get towards the end of this match. Still plenty of time left, though.
Lee took a couple of defenders and also his teammate Myers out of the play there. Parker for Langer. Myers is still in the way on the deck. Langer had to run round his back. Gets a kick in. And this is like old-fashioned football now. Teams kicking for line. We've got scrums. A little break in play. This could be the calm before the storm, the finish of this game.
Oh, it's great stuff, isn't it? I think the Storm's been going for about 61 minutes and 23 seconds. Action has been non-stop, no let-up. I do get the feeling that despite the fact we are only 19 minutes from the completion, that Parramatta probably need to score again to win this game. I think there will be more points.
Parramatta, the side that have won only 3 games against top 8 sides this year. The Broncos, one of them, and at this ground. Stalemate with it.
Having said that, Andrew, Parramatta's last away win just happened to be here against this side.
Wagon, Hindmarsh. 25 away, slow play the ball. Hollingsworth hasn't had too many runs out of acting half. He was able to make 5 or 6 metres there. Wagon now. Wagon gets over the 40 and Myers comes up with a tide swing over the top as now Shane Walker is ready and controlling that sideline. This is last tackle play for Parramatta. That kick has ended up from inside the 40. Takiri, a bit of space between he and the defensive line. He runs at Moody. It's been a good battle between those two. Origin wingers. And Brisbane start this set outside their 20. Tate, Violecki puts him on the roundabout. Pressure on Myers, who's coming back onside.
And even with that, 17 minutes now on the clock to go. You can see the contrasting styles. The Eels content to play it out of their own end, get the kick in. The Broncos starting to move it around a little bit. They know they need that try.
Walker for Sivanasiva. He gets up over halfway in the Solomona tackle. This time they looked to put the pressure on him. It was Ryan and the pressure has worked. It wasn't his best kick. So Parramatta back in possession and Hodgson back in the game. So that requires a reshuffle again of their back line. Michael Butner, the player to the bench. I think we fairly much go back to how we started the game with Parramatta. Tallis is ready to go again in this game. Nathan Hindmarsh, ball there for Drew, which was well pulled in. Langer made the tackle. They'll keep going left here with a bit of urgency as well. Violecki turns sideways as he got to the defence of De Vere. Ian Hindmarsh for Drew. And he'll drive this kick low for the corner. And Walker's going back on his own goal line. Then for Lockyer. Not for the first time a passing goal in this game. Well, we're all on the edge of our seats right now. This is so tense at 14-12. And tit for tat the kicks to the corners. And this time it's Brisbane coming off their own line to Keary. And there's 2 there in the tackle. Hollingsworth, one of them. 15 remaining here at ANZ. Sivanasiva. And look at the tackle counts as they mount. It has been even. Walker, Tallis, his first hit up on return. There's very little petrol left in the tank of some of these players. Walker, Langer, he kicks. Again, it was Ryan who put the pressure on, and again, Langer's kick, not quite his best. Moody, that's just one of the little things in the match, but it has been Andrew Ryan on the last 2 kicks. Solomona. Making ground and a dummy half. 35 away. Tallis just towers over Solomona as he got to his feet. An inside ball, and Heckenberg with a big red target on him. He gets another one. Pick of the stand again for Gordon Tallis. Now Nathan Hindmarsh. He is held low in the tackle of Lee. Still 30 out. Drew the left foot kick. Walker is turned around and it's over the sideline. Well, I asked the question on the last kickoff restart. Which way would the match go? I'm no closer to coming up with an answer. I don't think anyone is. But the Eels still have that 2-point lead as Tallis was grounded awkwardly.
And this is the part of the game that you are trying desperately to get back-to-back sets. Through a penalty, opposition error, whatever, but you need to get a good shot at the opposition. I also think that Chris Walker is the man that the Brisbane side will look to come in field and take one of those inside passes. So watch for the flashing white headband at some stage.
Lee gets the pass back. There is the headband, not quite flashing as he was held quickly, and then he appeared just to lose the ball. Play on was the call all along from Hampstead, and look at Lockyer. Lockyer passes, and then lost, was it by Langer? He was held back. Penalty Brisbane.
Well, it was actually 6 again, and it was a penalty against Parramatta for tackling the player too early. The support player hadn't received the football. This is what Brisbane have been waiting for.
Well, this is trouble for Parramatta. And Brisbane, they move in for the kill. And this crowd, well, it sounds like there's 70,000 here now. As Sivanasiva has tackled 5 out. They trail by 2. They take another charge at the line with Webke. And held up. Parramatta defence. On their own goal line, Walker. Tallis! Tallis just marches over! This is my turf, and that is a try from the Brisbane captain. They are back in front. Look at the emotion out there now. It is 16-14.
Yeah, he has been inspirational tonight, Gordon Tallis. And you can see the penalty as Darren Lockyer slices through. It's Alan Langer who is deemed to have been tackled too early. And then here, they send the decoy runner through in the shape of Philip Lee. That attracted Nathan Hindmarsh. It opened up a little bit of a hole between Hindmarsh and Solomona, and Tallis accommodated. Just have a look at this. We freeze it there. You can see that that man has gone in, and it has taken the Parramatta player, Nathan Hindmarsh, out of the line, across the line. And as play continues, just that little hole was enough for Tallis to stride through.
Tell you what, the Parramatta trainer was in the danger zone there as Gordon went in goal. His face went white as De Vere bangs it over from in front. It is 4 points, 11 remaining. Steve Walter's sideline.
Yeah, great try there to Gordon Tallis. He's only just come back on the field, so I've got no doubt Wayne Bennett pulled him off, gave him 5 minutes rest and said to him, Gordon, we need something from you out here, and he's come up with 4 points here. And he'd be also delighted. He stressed at half-time with the guys about being patient in the second half. They've done that, and now they've got their nose in front.
Can Parramatta muster the energy to come up with a reply to that at this point of the game? Emotionally, that try, conceding it there, could be quite destructive. Now they hammer looking for the touchline and get a scrum feed if they do find the line from the restart, but Brisbane, Takiri just took it cleanly.
Gee, I'm surprised with that kind of restart with still 11 minutes to go in this game. It's a great option if you get the football back. If you don't, this is your problem.
Charging ball back to the 40-metre line. Parramatta's end of the field now. Sivanasiva. Football. How good is it? Tallis again. Offloads. Berrigan. Parker ready for another one. Parramatta, they're not far off being off on the rack here. They're 21 metres out, having just conceded a try. Langer will ask a question with this kick, but they've got it covered with Hodgson. The ball back in the possession of the blue and golds. 9 metres out from their line, but they trail by 4. After they led 8-6 at half-time.
And let's just have a look at how Parramatta, how far they get away from their own line in this set of 6. I think they're really going to struggle to get towards halfway before they're forced to kick.
Ryan try and get a few metres. He's lost it again, Ryan. Brisbane have the ball 40 metres out. Webke, they're pointing him the way. Webke knows where to run. And held up by Hindmarsh. That was the 0 tackle. So Lockyer had Wagon getting a little anxious there. 21 from the line. Walker, Tallis, he's starting to offload. It's all bad here for Parramatta, the signs. And the Broncos not far off delivering a knockout punch here. Although there is some crunching defence. I think it may have been Hindmarsh over the top. And the ball out of the grasp of Philip Lee. So the Eels back in possession with Ryan 20 metres out from their own line.
Well, it goes without saying as Andrew Ryan gets up and goes again that the Eels have to get to the other end of the field. And pretty much the first 30 minutes of this half, they spent it down in Broncos territory and they looked the goods.
Chance almost there for Hodgson, offered Brad Drew pass. 42 from the line. Drew and Ian Hindmarsh for Wagon. Skips out Solomona with a pass, finds Burt. And Burt is tackled by Tate. Wagon in the field with Ian Hindmarsh. Is there anything doing on this play? Ian Hindmarsh tries to create. Held by Parker. McFadden dummy half. Last tackle. 22 metres out. Drew had plenty of time to kick. They backed off. Walker's there in the corner. DeVere's got it covered. And now DeVere runs back and over the 10-metre line. Locked up. Twisted and turned in the tackle. Eels just one interchange left. Broncos with 2. As we get down to the final 7.5 minutes of this wonderful battle between two sides that ended the final series out of form. Brian Smith, sideline, moving around in his seat. And Broncos just outside their form. The captain Tallis. It's a barnstorming return to form. It is an ominous sign for the rest of the final series. Langer kicking. Again, there was pressure. Even been a little touch on that ball. It wasn't called by Hampstead. Violecki back on the wing. Tackled 31 metres out. Broncos have played their last cards off the bench now tonight, making a double change. Peter Parker and Lee going off the field.
And this is again the situation where Parramatta need to get another set of 6 immediately. Need the penalty to come their way or a break to get them down the other end.
McFadden left with Brad Drew. Inside ball for Hodgson, and that time Sivanasiva. That's great read by the Brisbane defence. Carlaw and Sivanasiva. Drew with a chip over the top. Lock is there again. So safe. Now takes off. He's beaten through. Now he's over halfway. Big fella comes across. Does enough to knock him off his feet. And Brisbane have it 30 metres out from the Parramatta line. Takiri. Berrigan. Big numbers right. Langer with a pass for Tate. Goes round the back of Walker. Gets it away for DeVere. He straightens and is held 8 metres out. The defence is tied, but so too are the attackers. And again, Parramatta. This is it. This could be their season. Langer, 12 out. Passes deep. Who wants it? Sivanasiva. He's told to run. Big Petro. Gets to within 5 of the line. Solomona, the tackle. Walker. Langer, the little bloke. He stretches out. Oh, if Tallis said this was my turf on the previous try, the little prince has said this is my kingdom. It's 22-14. That is his 100th try as well in first-grade football.
And it was Darren Lockyer who put him in the position. Tremendous run from the fullback, but what a chase from the front row, Michael Vella. They looked like they were going to score this try a lot earlier. But you'd see Luke Burt was coming in and Alan Langer reaches out. 100 tries, only the second specialist half to score that many. Greg Alexander was the first. Alan Langer, he joins Brandy in that department.
The Broncos, well, they are safely through to week 2 of the playoffs. The despondent bench of Parramatta, Butner, Heckenberg, Hollingsworth.
And really, you've got to take your hat off to both of these sides. They put on a vintage game of rugby league tonight. Plenty of pressure. Brisbane, as they do so well, probably better than anybody else, rise to the occasion. While Parramatta, Brian Smith will be extremely proud of his charges. Could not fault their effort at all tonight. And they too have lifted on what we've seen from them over the last 6 weeks.
DeVere will kick Parramatta fans watching, if Newcastle were to win tonight and the Warriors tomorrow, Parramatta would play the Roosters next week. De Veer's kick from 20 metres out. De Veer hit it perfectly. The ball game, 24-14, 3 remaining. Steve Halter's sideline.
Yeah, there's a lot of Alfie Langer fans here, I know that. They all enjoyed that one, but I agree with Sterlo. I think the Eels can take money out of this match. I mean, it took to the 76th minute for the Broncos to seal the game, and their defence and the effort in particular has been great.
Tell me someone who's not an Alan Langer fan. As Parramatta try that short kick-off. Moody bats it back. It comes off for Widders. There is just over 3 minutes remaining. They trail by 10. To set it up, they need to score in the next few tackles. Widders at dummy half. He passes for Wagon. McFadden. His pass doesn't find the mark. It's knocked on by Walker. Although Walker may argue that it was off his feet.
There was hands in there too.
Hampstead rules off the hands, but Walker was prepared to run a good distance downfield, and Vella's complaining about it too. He's saying, rule time off. Hampstead got it right.
As we came into this final series, a lot of talk about the Roosters being the form team and a lot of other teams out of form. I think we've seen 2 teams play themselves into some great form tonight. Should the Eels be able to hang on and play again next week, they will be hard to beat, and the Broncos will take a lot out of this win.
I think for Brisbane tonight, the big plus for them is that we've seen their state of origin pack, the bulk of, in old form. They've set it up beautifully.
Wagon with the ball. 15 out. Held up by Sivanasiva and Tallis. McFadden at dummy half. He passes for Nathan Hindmarsh. 18th hit up of the night. He's made 41 tackles. I'll carry his bags onto the plane if he likes. He deserves someone to do it. Penalty for Parramatta. It is 5 out, McFadden. Quick tap. Drew. Then it comes wide for Widders. Sensational try in the second half for Dean Widders. There have been so many highlights in this game. He was pushed down by Langer on the second tackle. It won't hurt the Brisbane cause. It just frustrates Parramatta. Drew as they look to get a roll. Here is Wagon. He passes for Nathan Hindmarsh. He's held up by Tate. He gets a little wrestle going with Andrew G. Still offloads for Wagon. They keep it alive, Parramatta. Drew and then Ian Hindmarsh. 10 out, round the corner. Juggling effort by Widders. It comes down for Walker. And if McFadden doesn't make the tackle, there was only going to be one player that could make the tackle on Walker. That was Vella, who was coming back. They're on their 30. And we're almost to the final 60 seconds.
Yeah, congratulations to both teams once again tonight for what they've provided for us. And also, once again, I think Sean Hampstead, a great job as referee tonight. He's allowed this game to be a great one.
I mentioned for Parramatta fans, the result if Newcastle and New Zealand were to win, we are getting a little ahead of ourselves, but if that was the case, Brisbane would play the Sharks next week. But what a game we've got coming up, the Knights and the Dragons. Just a sidelight for Parramatta. When that match is played, they will be many metres in the skies flying back to Sydney. They won't know the result. They won't know their fate. Daniel Wagon. He passes for Violecki. The crowd puts the count on as Peterson knocks on, and that is full time in just the best intense 80 minutes of finals football. You may get the equal, you won't get much better. If you do, you're very spoiled. So full time, 24-14, Brisbane over the Parramatta Eels.